At every moment, you are choosing between two selves. Your sense of self is a perception of your emotional-analytical-perceptional brain, the realm of instability. Happiness is here today, gone tomorrow. Perceptions which are always controlled hallucinations, space-time, contradictions, conflict, fragmentation, specialness, and confusion. The only stability here is constant change. The other is the quiet, stable home of truth within you, the core of your authentic self. This self is experienced in an NDE by self-enquiry, sometimes during meditation and also other mystical experiences. Experiences report to be home and their true self. In this realm, we know ourself and everything that is. The brain acts as the architect of both perception and emotion, continuously generating best guesses about reality. These guesses are known as controlled hallucinations, internally constructed models that allow us to navigate the world. The sense of self is one such construction. It is not a fixed or continuous entity, but a perception, a narrative the brain creates by linking past experiences to the present and projecting into the future. At no single instant does this self exist independently. It emerges only through the brain's ongoing integration of experience across time. When awareness rests solely in the immediacy of the present moment, this narrative self temporarily dissolves, revealing consciousness without the illusion of an I at its center. Emotions are not reflexes, they are guesses, predictions that your brain constructs on the fly, drawing on your past experience to make sense of what's happening inside and around you. You are not a prisoner of your past. Your past experiences shape your present predictions, but by changing your present experiences, you change the very ingredients your brain will use to predict tomorrow. You can seed your brain to predict differently. By choosing new experiences, new perspectives, and new emotional categories, you literally teach your brain how to feel and act differently in the future. Sometimes in life, we are responsible for changing things not because we are to blame, but because we're the only ones who can. That's not unfair. It's empowering. It means that at any moment, you have the tools to heal, to act differently, and to feel differently. By changing what you feed your brain, words, thoughts, sensations, stories, and contexts, you transform not just how you feel today, but who you become tomorrow. The holy instant is the moment you remember who you truly are, beyond the layers of identity, history, and sense of self. It is the instant when perception gives way to knowing, and the illusion of separation dissolves. Neuroscience tells us that the sense of self is continuously constructed, a product of memory, expectation, and predictive processing. In the holy instant, this habitual mental construction pauses. The brain's default mode network, the circuitry involved in self-referential thinking, quiets, allowing awareness to open into a direct experience of presence. Psychologically, this shift feels like a release, a letting go of control, defense, and littleness. It is not achieved through force or effort, but through willingness, a subtle readiness to let truth replace illusion. In essence, the holy instant is not something to be achieved, but something to be allowed. It is the direct experience of will aligned with love, where choosing becomes remembering and remembering becomes freedom. It's easy to talk about the holy instant, but for many sincere and good-hearted people, it can feel just out of reach. They long for it, pray for it, even try to will it into being. They desire the experience of awakening, of remembering their true self, and yet nothing seems to happen. Then, these people are told that the reason for this is subtle but profound. The holy instant cannot be forced by effort, demand, or control. The very act of trying to make it happen keeps the mind centered in the brain's network. Furthermore, they are told that it's the difference between willpower and surrender. Willpower strains toward a goal. Surrender relaxes into awareness. Again, it's easy to talk about it in this way, but for many sincere and good-hearted people, it remains just out of reach. The truth is that purification must come first. Before the mind can genuinely connect with the divine, it needs to be grounded, clear, stable, and self-aware. This grounding arises through releasing what blocks your awareness of your natural state. The honest inclusion of the shadow, the aspects of ourselves we tend to deny, project, or overlook. At the core of this purification is the need to become guiltless. Guilt is a barrier that distorts your perception of yourself and the world. It keeps you trapped in self-judgment, fear, and unworthiness, making it impossible to recognize the presence of your authentic self. Cognitive biases can reinforce guilt and limit your self-awareness. For example, the ambiguity effect keeps you clinging to the familiar, even when it's painful, simply because the path of inner healing feels uncertain or undefined. Choosing purification often feels unclear, yet clarity lies beyond the leap. The anchoring bias holds you to old reference points, such as past mistakes or early beliefs, making it hard to shift your sense of self. You may subconsciously compare your current worth to a flawed or outdated version of yourself, reinforcing guilt. The bandwagon effect tempts you to adopt collective beliefs and social norms about shame, punishment, or unworthiness, even if they don't resonate with your deeper truth. Healing requires stepping off the bandwagon and into radical self-honesty. Guilt, whether conscious or buried deep beneath the surface, is a veil that obscures our true nature. It shows up as self-doubt, fear, defensiveness, judgment, or the subtle belief that we are somehow unworthy of love, peace, and miracles. Left unexamined, guilt becomes the quiet saboteur that keeps us from remembering who we truly are. You can learn to shift your perspective, cultivate gratitude, and harness the power of intention. By this, you'll have the tools to create joy, connection, and synchronicity in your daily experience. Every day, your mind projects reality and makes choices through biases and mental shortcuts, many of which you may not even realize. These patterns influence how you see the world, hold on to beliefs, and make choices. But when you bring them into awareness, something incredible happens. You free yourself. Furthermore, grounding happens when you recognize that your thoughts and emotions do not define you. You release outdated beliefs that no longer align with your truth. You shift your perspective from fear and limitation to love an infinite possibility. You trust that you are always supported in your journey towards self-realization. Essential grounding exercises you need to focus on are 1. Releasing the need to prove a point. 2. Mind mapping negative thoughts. 3. Setting clear boundaries. And 4. Cultivating a mindset that fosters clarity and peace. Here are some examples of influences to bring to you awareness, so you can free yourself. There are thousands, perhaps countless, of these influences shaping every act of will, choice, or decision we make. Most of them operate beneath conscious awareness. They silently guide attention, define what feels true, and even determine what options we believe are available. In truth, much of what we call free will is a collaboration between conscious intention and unconscious conditioning, a dance between awareness and the invisible forces that shape it. You must cultivate a stable and fitting inner vision, one that anchors your transformation. This vision must rest on the idea of wholeness. What is true for you is true for everyone, always. Only through this shared truth can lasting healing and clarity unfold. Vision means seeing beyond habitual patterns, limitations, and biases, opening yourself to a deeper understanding of how your mind works and how you can move beyond obstacles that obscure your true potential. Examples of principles to use in crafting vision are: undo the past in the present. No negativity can be retained. You are never alone. I am not a body. These principles offer powerful insights to dismantle false perceptions and replace them with a perspective rooted in truth and wholeness. They will promote a vision that aligns with the truth of who we are. What if your greatest obstacle wasn't your past, but your attachment to it? Some spiritual traditions speak of a borderland, a state of mind where illusions are brought to truth, where time, place, and choice are seen as temporary constructs. When we step into the borderland, we encounter the possibility of undoing the past now. The past thrives on complexity. It keeps us bound in a maze of what-ifs and if-onlys. With vision, we begin to see that worldly experiences are symptoms of separation from the simplicity of oneness. Every thought, feeling, and impulse carries energy. This energy can be scattered or suppressed, but it can also be reclaimed, refined, and consciously directed toward awakening. The full spectrum of human vitality, sexual energy, eros, kundalini energy, passionate drive, metabolism, and the energy called light need to be acknowledged. Rather than denying or fearing these forces, you need to learn how to channel them for awakening. Your challenges are to recognize the flow of your energy and where it leaks into fear, guilt, or false desire, to reclaim your eros as sacred and creative, not shameful or destructive. Activate Kundalini as a channel of grace flowing through the chakras and out through the crown. Learn that completion is not found outside you, but within, when all of you is welcomed home. Energy transformation invites you into a deeper realization. The miraculous is not the exception, it is the design. Yet we've all been taught, often unknowingly, against our nature. We've learned to strive instead of trust, to analyze instead of remember, to fix instead of forgive. These layers of conditioned learning have imprisoned our joy and veiled the miracle that wants to emerge in every moment.